All right, we should be live now.
All right. So we're live on the Student Struggles podcast. This is Cheeva Vulture here with Jared Thompson. And today we're going to be talking about learn to code. Anything you want to add,
Oh
Jared?
my god, I am the host.
He's the host.
That is very forward of you. Anyhow, yes, this is to see. I can't form my sentences.
It's the Struggles
You
podcast.
don't even know either. This is episode 10 of the Struggles podcast, and I do have Cheeva on with me, and she did introduce herself, so I can take some time to talk about me, guys. So this episode 10. I very grateful for all the support at this point. It's actually kind of crazy seeing these shout outs like on IG and like LinkedIn and stuff. It's like, we can keep going for a while. That give me a little, battery, in my back, a little motivation to keep going. So I appreciate all your love, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. So you could reintroduce yourself before you rudely cut me off.
Okay. So I am Cheeva. And today we're here with Learn to Code.
Okay.
Yes.
Who is Cheeva?
She's a teacher by profession
Does she like her job?
and a new coder. I love my job.
You love your job.
I do.
That's a very strong word. Okay.
Yeah. Very
How long
cool.
have you been at your job?
I've been I've been a coding teacher for like less than half a year.
Okay, cool. So it's still kind of like
It's
you
very
know any
new.
waters.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So that might just be like a honeymoon phase you're going through now.
It's not.
How you know it's not a honeymoon phase?
It's not because it's fun and it's interactive and it's still learning.
That's somebody that just get married to. It's fun and we having, what I mean? We just get married, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna enjoy the honeymoon phase.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, fair. So, given I know for sure you've not always been in this like profession. Or no, I know you've always been like teaching.
Mhm.
But if you could talk about your history to this point, to become like what is your path to this point to know that you are a teacher at Learning to Code. Is it Learn to Code or Learn to Code
Learn
BB?
to code.
Learn to Code.
Yeah.
Right.
So, when I went to Erdiston, they talked a lot about the 4 C's,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And just for one sec, we got some viewers that are not Barbadian.
Right.
So
So
what's
critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication.
I didn't mean to season me Ernest.
Erdiston Teachers Training College. It's a training teachers college to train you on how to teach. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And
And
four
so-
C's.
Critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication.
Okay.
So they say that these 4 C's are important so that, for children to survive and be productive members of society when they grow up.
Okay.
So the thought process is that we're now in the information age, and so things like computer language and so on is actually one of the things that they want to push now.
Okay.
So I've always known about coding. Obviously, you know that it's a thing, but I became interested because the government in Barbados now wants to push a lot of coding and robotics to help children, to help prepare students for the digital age that we're in,
Mm-hmm.
right? So not just be passively taking in the information on the internet, but actually actively adding to it as well.
You think it's a case is like get on board or get left behind? Is our thing with
That's
code?
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Like.
So I'm interested in that. And then there was an advertisement, a job application for someone to teach children coding. And I just filled it out on the whim because I was interested. I didn't expect it to work out, but it did because the company is more interested in helping teachers learn coding to teach it to students
Okay.
more than a coder being trained to teach. You understand what I mean? The
So,
difference
so
there?
that means that your experience with coding goes back exactly 6 months.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Big honeymoon phase with you. Yeah.
But no, it's really enjoyable. And because I enjoy it and I'm learning it still, then I can understand kind of what my students are going through. And I teach really small children,
Okay.
like, from like class 1 to class 4.
Okay.
But our company, we also offer online classes and other classes in JavaScript and other computing languages
Okay.
to adults, to anyone really, ages 1 to 99 who's interested.
That's only such a big advertisement. But okay.
It is.
Such a big.
Learn to
That was
code.
not. That was not
Instagram.
subtle. That was not subtle at all. Oh my gosh. Anyhow, so what I would say though, I like the fact that you're learning along with them to some degree because I think an issue that we may have in like education in general is that the teacher is so removed from when they were in the midst of doing the thing,
Yeah.
they can't relate to how the students are
Feeling.
struggling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's good that you actually going through it and like you're able to relate. Like this has been a hurdle for you. Now you're able to like communicate with them because you were just where they were.
Yeah.
So I think the best teachers are persons who are just one step ahead of where that current person is
Mm-hmm.
because they can more relate to them. And even
Yeah.
though you may not have as much experience, the
Mm-hmm.
ability to relate and empathize, I think, would overcome the lack of experience. To be honest, you've realized that.
Yeah, I think so.
I can go handcuff you,
Okay.
hand. Speak into the mic,
Right
please.
here.
Thank you.
I think so.
Yes.
But I think what's important too is that we're stepping away from the model of, the teacher on the stage. The teacher holds all the answer, and so she's or he is just giving you information which you regurgitate.
Mm-hmm.
It's more explorative. So
Ah.
it's more like we're going to help you to problem solve. We're going to be help you with your collaboration. We're going to do more project based learning instead of me just telling you what it is and then you just only know what I know.
Oh my gosh, trying to steal some of this thing for Web Learn. Yeah,
Please don't.
yeah, of
That's
course.
copyrighted.
Yeah, get copyright. That's free information. I seen
Okay.
a Cheeva's copyright on it. So anyhow, but
Mm-hmm.
I like that though because I think I know just to put it mildly, I ain't dissing the body education system or teacher, but I think the system we have in place now to educate, especially students,
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like a dinosaur, because is that you see what we said? Somebody go to the front of class, disseminate information,
Yeah.
boy take it in, just regurgitate it on a test. And I think I think there is a big disconnect when person leaves school and they get into the real world.
Yeah,
They have
definitely.
not been able to like apply what they learn, so they're
Mm-hmm.
so disconnected.
Yeah,
Because how I say is that all the time is that we're taught a lot of theory in school,
for sure.
but the world is not theoretical.
No.
The world is like all sorts of ups and downs, and there's never an ideal situation. So because they're never been able to be outside of that theoretical scope,
Mm-hmm.
that's where they're so detached when they leave school.
And I think that modern students now are a little different in that they don't see the need to stop learning. So it's not just about getting the degree qualification or the certificate. You can learn other things. You don't need to have a degree in coding
They
to
don't.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
You can still take a class in coding, expand your horizons. You don't know what you can create, you
So
know.
did you listen to episode 9? Oh, sorry, episode 8
What was episode 8?
with Brandon, who was learning to do Python and stuff.
No, I should have listened.
That is actually because funny enough, I told him you were coming on. Well,
Yeah.
he was just like touching base and like we were just talking. I was like, that I got somebody who was actually like teach school coming on. He was like, yo, that's dope. Like, I really got to listen to that episode. So you should be kind of
Brandon, I
nice.
hope that I don't disappoint you.
But anyhow, funny enough, so Brandon's story is that he essentially taught himself to code. He dropped out of the UE
Yeah.
in his penultimate semester or his
Okay.
last semester,
Mm-hmm.
and he taught himself how to learn, and he taught himself Python. Like somebody gave him a book, and like he just did it
And it's
himself.
completely possible.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. And it's a life subject in that obviously it's not past information, it's current, it's always ongoing, there's always something to learn, and there's always something to engage in. And I think that's why the students like the class so much. Because in most classes at school, your teacher tells you to put away your device.
Yeah.
So this is like one of the few classes where you actually pull out the laptop or the
Okay.
tablet, so they get super fussy and excited, and they actually get to ask questions, and it's practical. You're using your hands, and students learn a lot that way.
You're actually gonna lighten up talking with us. You actually do really, really enjoy
I
it.
like teaching. I
Okay.
really do.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So funny enough, do you think that eventually code is gonna be like one of those core languages? I mean, core like subjects like math or English?
I hope so.
You hope so.
I hope so. I want to have faith in the Barbadian educational system.
Okay.
I hope so.
But no, I don't mean just Barbie. I just mean like on a global scope. That is gonna be as
That's the push. That's the push,
You think
honestly.
so?
Yeah.
because like for me like when I look at something like ChatGPT,
Mhm.
I use ChatGPT a lot, and you will never know in what instances
I was
use.
just about to ask that question.
You will never know where and when I use it, and if it's me talking or if it's the AI model talking. So don't ask no questions that you don't want the answer to. Anyhow,
We want the answers.
no, you don't. No, you don't. You
Okay.
do not know what post I did, and I use chat to like. Anyhow, we ain't getting into all that. It makes my life a lot easier.
Reveal your secrets.
Shush.
I wonder if it can write lesson plans.
It does
I
actually.
hope my boss is not listening. I won't do that.
And
I
you know it's
won't do
funny, right?
that.
You know it's funny. Like no students are using it to write
Yeah.
papers.
Yeah.
But now teachers gotta find
But no,
ways to like detect. if
They're
it's
going
a-
to create something that detects if it was written by AI.
No, however, there is a workaround. So I
Muslim.
actually used it, and it's funny because I thought about it, and then I saw it on like, and again, I feel like we phones be listening to me, so like,
I agree.
you do. So like, anyhow,
But don't let people know that we think this.
right, fair
So
point.
edit
Because
this
then,
out.
right, they can come
They're
and
gonna judge
assassinate me.
us.
They can assassinate me. Anyhow,
Yeah.
so in my mind, I use two things, especially because I'm dyslexic. If you didn't know,
Okay.
so I need something to help me spell words and like write things better. Like I could get it done in a good way, and like I could speak very well, but
Mhm.
writing is like difficult. So I use Grammarly.
Mhm.
I pay for a subscription for Grammarly for a year. Thank God, that's the best investment I've ever made in my entire life.
Okay.
And something called Quillbot. What Quillbot does is that it paraphrases and puts something stuff that you say into like different words.
Mhm.
So what people are doing, they are writing like a paper on ChatGPT,
Mhm.
putting it into Quillbot. Quillbot puts it in different
Oh
words,
my
completely different words,
gosh.
humanizes what it is. So then when you put it in the AI detector, you can't tell. Like it's crazy. Like I tell you, right? Schoolwork has been like the school system just get flip on its head.
I'm so
You see
glad I don't have to
English,
deal with
you see
that.
like English and essays, that dead. You
That's
would never know.
yeah.
You everybody get your pluses.
That's
That's the
horrible.
world that we live in,
That's
big man.
truly horrible. That means that like essay writing is gonna become a lost art though.
I will say this though. What I realize is because like I try to use it for like application and think about it. So I know that like persons who are copywriters were like up in arms. So like chat GPT and like copy AI replacing them in their jobs.
Yeah.
But the AI can only write stuff that you prompt it. So I'm
Mm.
realizing now you may not be as valuable to like write the thing,
Mhm.
but idea generation. Like if you can come up with good ideas or good like a way to like plot a story, and
Mhm.
then you just put it in and say like write this thing is good. But I think like the highest level people who are just like awesome at their job, it will not replace them.
Mm.
But people who like basic and average, the AI can really do them
Yeah,
job.
but the basic average people need to live too.
Just use chat and save time, big man. Anyhow, we get on a whole different thing because I know this is code, but like I just want to speak on that because like that's the biggest like
But
I don't
that's
want to say
kind of
program
it's
code.
connected
It
to
is.
coding. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest like I want to say program slash code that I currently use. Like, I use that like
Mm.
on a daily basis.
Yeah. But here's a connection to coding that I was thinking about. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that at some point in time most of our jobs will be automated. Right.
I had
And
this discussion with somebody. I can actually hear he on this pod because keep talking about he. I talked to Tristan about this.
mhm.
Tristan is like, oh my gosh, is it working? Ever happened? Like people can replace people's jobs is no good.
But not necessarily a lot of menial or lower order thinking jobs
Uh huh.
will be automated,
Right.
right? And so that's kind of why we want children to learn how to code now because they need to learn how to survive in a world that will become
Automated.
automated and it's going to require more creativity from you
I agree.
than right now. So we don't want our kids, our children to be left behind in the rest of the world has gone forward
Uh huh. I
because
agree.
we have to compete globally. We have no choice really.